everyone. In this video, we're going to look at the onboarding flow. So there's lots to cover, so let's get going. So I'm going to go into new student record because we've got a new student who's just come to our setting. He's called Sam. And he's in year 7, and I'm submitting his name. And there's Sam. I haven't allocated his cohort yet, but just let me tell you a little bit about Sam. I know Sam has got SEN. This has been identified in the primary school, and there are documents that they are sending the school. And he's also in foster care. So I'm going to start onboarding him into SENDit. And just to remind you, currently his iPlan is grey because he's in the onboarding flow. So I'm pressing his blue name and I'm landing on the disability page. Now I haven't got all the full facts about Sam. So what I'm going to say here is I'm going to say under consideration, because I'm going to return to this at a later date. But just to remind you, on this page, we've got the guidance, which comes from the code of practice. And we've also got the guide me. And I'm selecting under consideration if more discussions are required before a decision is agreed and recorded. That's exactly the situation I'm in. So I'm going to say under consideration, I'm going to move on. Now I do know that Sam is currently in foster care. So I'm going to say yes and move on. And again, I haven't got full details, so I'm going to just put for now, see Senko. Excuse my typing here on the video. I'm going to return to that. Okay, so we've entered the cohort and I know he definitely has identified SEN and he's been receiving SEN provision at his primary school. So I'm selecting enroll SEN support. And just to remind you, the guide me here is very useful. Okay, I'll move on. And here we have the documents. So uploading documents doesn't take very long at all. And there is another video on giving you guidance and tips on how to do this effectively to save you time going forwards. So this is where you would upload documents. You don't have to upload any here. Again, you can go in and out of SENDit and upload documents at any convenient time or when you receive them. So I'm going to move forwards and we're going to go to the areas of need matrix. And as you can see, there are 5 areas of need. So I'll let you scan down them. And we have the independence and self-help as the 5th areas of need. Some local authorities across England do use that in their EHCPs. Others just keep the first 4, which are listed in the code of practice. So now we need to start putting information in using documents or comments or knowledge. So I'm just going to give you a quick run through of how you do that. So just to make this video more effective, I'm going to say there are no needs in communication interaction. And as you can see, that blanks that off. And the same for social and emotional. You can always open these at any time, but it's just going to make this video more effective. So I'm going to say no needs. So we're just going to keep cognition and learning open. Here we go. So just to show you, if you then wanted to open sensory and physical, then you can add a need. But I'll just keep no needs for now. So we've got cognition and learning open, so off we go. So we're going into needs, I'm going to add a need. I'm going to use the comment route. I'm just going to put the D for demo, and I'm going to put Senko, and off I go. And now I'm going to move on to strengths. Remind yourself, the guide me is there. the guidance and the examples. I'm going to add a strength, I'm going to choose the comment route, put a demo in, put my role in, and off I go. Going to aspirations, exactly the same thing. Add aspiration, going to go the comment route and submit. And now we've come to outcomes. Senko and submit. And now come to provision. I'm going to pause here for a moment. The provision page has got a lot more detail in, and it's really important, really effective, and all the information is either optional or you must complete it. And I do get feedback, or we get feedback from our users, that it doesn't take them very long and that they really find that the provision modal is, something that they're used to, and it's very helpful and useful for them. So I'm going to go through the comment route. So in this first box, I'm going to press the blue word description. This is critical. Describe the provision as arranged in your setting, and whatever you put in this description box will be displayed in the full list for the provision for SAM. So it's really critical. You can write anything in this box. You can be passing information, make it context specific. And so that's the description box. The next one down is an optional box. This is a recommendation. So this is when a specialist report may recommend a provision, or it might be listed in section F in an educational healthcare plan, for example. So copy and paste whatever has been recommended. Who is required to deliver is also a requirement on this page, and this is critical. It ensures that the young person is receiving the provision as delivered by the professional that is required. And there's a list of examples there. The role is also required. So this could be EP if it's an EP report, education healthcare plan if it's listed in the plan, or it could be if it's an internal suggestion and recommendation by the SENCO, be the SENCO. So I'm going to put SENCO in there. We've now reached another really important question. Is this provision a single event or not? I'm going to say no. And the next question is the provision actioned? And I'm going to say yes, it is actioned. And the start date, and select a date, 3rd of March. Okay. End date, you don't need to complete this, it's optional. Frequency, you must complete frequency. So as you can see, here are some of the examples I'm going to say throughout the day. Type of time is optional, but this is really helpful. For example, you could put Monday lesson 4. You can also add another one. So you could maybe put Tuesday 12:30 nurture room. Adult ratio, if you want to put that in, you could do 1:4. Duration in minutes, could do 30 minutes. And equipment might be sensory activities. So just quick scan back up. As you can see, you've completed all the fields in the provision box. And now we've come to a really critical part of SENDit. The provision is linked to the needs, strengths, aspirations and outcomes in the area of need. And this is really critical because it ensures that any difficulties or differences that have been identified for the young person does have provision meeting those needs. So I'm going to select yes by ticking, and I'm going to submit. And so if I'm going to return to areas of need, you can see what we've done here. We've identified needs. We've put in strengths because we're going to build on strengths. We've put in aspirations because we're going to be led by aspirations. We've put the outcome in because we know what we want to change in the current plan. And then we've attached the provision to those 4 areas because it's through the provision that the needs will be addressed and the young person will make progress in this area of need. So it's a real tidy flow, and we know that the young person is receiving the provision as identified or recommended by either internal or external staff and professionals. So everything's green, the areas of need is green, so we can move on, can press next, and we're going to move to the target setting page. But I'm going to end the video here because I want to return to the target setting page in a separate video. So please look out for it. It's called Smart Target Setting Tool, and we will investigate how you set targets either in the onboarding flow that we're in or in the actual iPlan. So until then, enjoy using SENDit and see you soon. Thank you. Bye.